Okay, it's time to show how you configure a BGP EVPN VXLAN fabric in Aruba Central. And I will be using template groups, REST API, and the Aruba Central GUI. This is the environment I have or plan to have after the configurations are done. At the moment, the switches are just layer 2 connected, so one VLAN, VLAN 1, and they have a default gateway and an IP address configured for connectivity. That's all I have at the moment. We'll see more of that. And during the demo I will be using the REST API, as I said. I will also be using the Aruba Central GUI. One of the things that I will do is that I will upload template variables for each switch. And then what's that? Well, we have a concept called groups in Aruba Central, and I will be using a group called leaf for the leaf switches and a group called spine for the spine switches. And the idea, of course, with the template is that devices that have similar characteristics, or they will often be in a group. So these two leaf switches are very similar, and I put them in a group, and they use a common template. And the only thing that will differ is, for example, the loopback 1 for VXLAN 1 and the default gateway. And of course, there are some other parameters that will differ as well. And once you then put the switches in a specific group, it will look for the switches specific variables in the switch variable file and populate the template with those values. It will create a configuration, and this configuration is pushed to the switches. So let's take a look at it. This is Aruba Central, and we have devices. We have 3 devices, and they are in a group that I call reset. This group has a very simple template. You can take a look at that as well. And we only have one group at the moment. Let's go to the group. And it has a template that I have called reset. And this is basically what the template looks like. Almost no information at all. It's a default gateway and the IP interface on 1124. So let's go back to global and devices switch. Now, just to show you how this works, I will change the name of the switches, and we now have leaf 2 demo and leaf 1 demo. And what I want to do is that I want to update the variables with leaf 1 demo and leaf 2 demo. So I run the update script. This is using the REST API. Let's log into one of the switches. This is a console access to the switches. We have leaf 1 here, and it has now been updated to leaf 1 demo. It's still the same configuration. That's the only value that I've changed, and the template is the same as before. Now will start doing the full configuration. And I want to create a leaf group, and I want to create a spine group. I run the script. Create a group. And I call it spine. And I call the second one leaf. So both groups have been created, and we can take a look here if that's true. And now we have a leaf and a spine group. But as you know, we still do not have a template in the group. So now it's time to upload the templates. So do that, and I prepare the templates. I have a leaf template, and I want to upload that to leaf. The next step is to upload the spine template to the spine group. Okay, let's take a look. We can go to the spine group. Look at the config. And we see that we have a template. And the template that I had prepared looks like this. So it has much more configuration, BGP configuration, etc. So we have the group, but it's still so that the switches have not been placed in the groups. So let's do that using the GUI. I have the groups. And I have the spine switch. I want to move that to the spine group. And now the spine group configuration is applied to the spine switch. And we take the leaf switches and move them to the leaf group. Okay, now things should be happening. We can take a look, of course. We can go to the spine group, look at the config, and look if the configurations have been applied. And it seems so. We can take a look at the leaf group. And it seems as a configuration has been applied. Let's take a look if that's correct. So now if we look at the running configuration of this switch, it has much more information. Maybe it's not the best way to look at it, so let's look at the device. We'll list the devices, and we take a look at this specific device. We can look at the configuration this way. So we'll view the running configuration. So this is a configuration that has been applied using the template and the template variables. Now we have a fully working VXLAN fabric, and we can just make a short check. We don't have a MAC address table, we don't have anything there, and now we'll ping from one edge device to the other. Okay, it seems as the ping didn't show up because the window was too small. So let's try it now. And I ping from one edge switch to the other. Basically, I ping between these two edge devices, and this is leaf 1 and leaf 2. So let's take a quick look at the MAC address table. And as you see, we are using EVPN, and on the edge port, the MAC address is in VLAN 10. So now you have seen that it is we can build a BGP EVPN VLAN VXLAN fabric very quickly. I also want to show you that we can also do a backup of the setup. Let's run the Python script, and it is a backup, and I want to make a backup of a golden backup. Now I have made a backup of the spine group, and I'll make a golden backup for the leaf group as well. So now I have the golden backups, and let's now assume that I'm doing a new configuration. I'm doing some changes here, and for some reason I failed and I put some strange default gateways here. I save that, and I update the variables. I'm very happy because I'm doing the configurations changes that my manager asked me to do, and they went through. And now let's see, we can even look at the configuration on the switch itself. The configuration has changed. We can try to ping. As you see, this worked. And why did that work? Well, because I had only changed on one of the leaf switches. So the endcast IP address is still present on the other one. Luckily, it continued to work. But what I do now is that I change it on the other switch as well. I run the update. As you see, the ping is not working anymore when the configuration has been downloaded. An unlucky situation, but we have a script to restore the configurations after we have seen a problem. We want to restore the golden image to the leaf group. And of course, what this is doing now is that it's taking the template and the variables that for the switches and apply them once again. And it is working. Now what I have to do is, of course, look at the things that I did and look what I may have done wrong. And the things I did wrong was, of course, these smaller things, and I correct that, and then I can try to apply the variables again. What you will see now is that it continues to work as it should. So I hope this has been useful, and feel free to contact me if you want any sample files or tips or tricks. Thanks a lot. Bye.